Jason Murphy. Jason attends Franklin Middle School in the 7th grade, and an interesting fact about him is that he's taller than 99% of the 12-year-olds in the U.S. Please welcome Jason Murphy.
These are 3 significant ways African American sport figures have impacted the American cultural landscape. They've done it in civil rights and race relations, through economic and consumerism, and the culture of entertainment. Now you might say, yes, sports is entertainment, but my parents make a living off of the sports field, and they feel like sports is more than entertainment. But we'll leave that up to the people to decide. Have you ever thought about the music they play in sports arenas? The music is influenced by the players themselves, but that wasn't always the case. It was around the time of Chris Webber and the Fab Five when the Middle America began to notice that black athletes were dressed and styled like hip-hop. This allowed rap music to creep from the inner cities of the East and West Coast to all around the country. It was the players who insisted that music which represented themselves be played in arenas. So the music changed from real walking to naughty by nature. Second, let's talk about what we buy and why we buy it. For example, the American culture is influenced by people who pay to endorse products. But who's endorsing the products? Well, 7 out of 10 of the highest paid sports endorsers belong to black athletes. Even today, at the age of 50 years old, 10 years after his retirement, Michael Jordan still makes $80 million a year in endorsements with companies like Gatorade and Nike, my favorite brand. This all translates to a large amount of the cultural and consumerism influence. And that brings me to my final, most significant ways African American sport figures have impacted the American cultural, civil rights, and race relations. In 1947, when Jackie Robinson broke the color barrier in Major League Baseball, he still was not treated well off the field, and nobody wanted him to pitch any products. But his presence, not to mention his great play, made people think about their own prejudices. The same goes for Olympians Tommy Smith and John Carlos, who in 1968 stood at the highest winners podium with their fists raised, not as a sign of defiance, but in support of their country's civil rights movement. They were shunned at the time, but they were now recognized as heroes who risked their own personal glory for the sake of making the world a more fair and just place. I am also an athlete, and I hope throughout my life I continue to achieve on the basketball court that I also make an impact by giving back to the American culture.